What's up, guys? So gonna start doing a little bit of vlog here. See how this goes. See if you guys want to watch what I do daily. I don't know. So figured I'd just film it and see where it goes. So I have started work on this 2015 GMC 1500 Sierra. It's a 6.2 truck, so L86. Yeah, L86 with the 8-speed transmission. It came to me with a misfire, cylinder 4 misfire. Client said he changed the plug, changed the wire, changed the coil. I was back in my head, I'm like, it's probably DOD lifter. Come to find out, I was right. So he brought the truck over, and one of the first things I did was I put my foot to the floor with the gas pedal and cranked the truck. And when you do that with most modern vehicles, you cancel out the fuel injectors. So the engine just cranks. And it would crank, it would like, da-da-da-da, and you would hear, I can't do it. It's like, it would be cranking, and you'd hear cranking, fast spot. And that's when you can tell there's an internal issue, the lack of compression. You know, when the starter speeds up, there's an issue. So pulled the valve cover, yeah, well, I found the rocker had a bunch of play in it, the rocker, and then I pulled the rocker and push rod, and I put my bore scope down there, and the lifter came apart. And cylinder 4 is a DOD lifter, so now we're pulling it apart. I have started, back up. I have started, basically pulled the whole front end apart to make it pretty simple. So late model GMs, basically once they switched to the LT, GM in their infinite wisdom got rid of gaskets. They said, nah, we're going to save 10 cents per vehicle and just get rid of the gaskets. So the oil pan and the front cover, rear cover, they are all RTV, just straight up RTV, GM RTV. So if you disturb any of those gaskets, you need to reseal the whole thing. On like an LS, you can take a couple of the front oil pan bolts out, bring the oil pan down a little bit, and just undo the front and be okay and won't have any leaks. LT, you cannot do that. So I have torn it down this far, so it's super easy to work on. Actually, it didn't take me long. Maybe it took me an hour to pull the whole front end apart. The radiator, going to keep the AC because this is R1234, I believe, in this truck, which is quite expensive, and I don't have the machine for it. So I'm going to try to keep the AC system intact. So I kind of just laid it over there. And I don't have to go down that far anyway with the AC compressor. So going to start with basically pull the front end, pull the water pump, alternator, cylinder head, intake cylinder heads, all that. And I'm going to try on this vehicle there's two ways you can do it. You can either pull the motor or drop the front diff and the rack and pinion. Drop the front diff completely out of it, drop the rack and pinion a little bit, and then you could snake the oil pan out. That's how I'm going to try to do it. Hopefully it works for me, because I really don't want to pull the whole engine up and out of this thing, because they do bell housing bolts, converter bolts, all that. I really don't want to do all that. So I'm going to try to drop the oil pan on this one. Yeah, so this is where I am for today. Today is Friday. Almost 2 o'clock, and it's actually my son's birthday this weekend. So I'm going to run to a bakery, grab him a little cake, something he can maybe smash or whatever and enjoy. So kind of going to call it quits for now for this, and then hit it heavy Monday. And hopefully Monday, Tuesday, or probably either Monday or Tuesday, have it pretty good apart. And then that way I can start sliding in the brand new parts. So it is a few days later, 3 days to be exact. I filmed that clip on Friday. son had his birthday. He loved the cake. And then Saturday, I had something happen. There's no longer a car here. The Fairmont is gone. I've had it up on Marketplace, and it's funny. I posted in that last video about selling it, and it's been for sale for a while. And I recently pulled out a bunch of the parts, lowered the price. Like there's a bunch of the parts that came out of it, and basically kept lowering the price. The more parts I pulled off, I had a gentleman hit me up, and we were talking this and that, and I was like, "Where are you from?" And he tells me where he's from, and then I give him the address, and he's like, "I'm 5 hours away." So I took some detailed videos, pictures. I'm like, "Anything you want, dude. I'll get you pictures, videos, you know," because I, for one, would hate to drive 5 hours to look at a vehicle, and it is not what was told. But he showed up, and he's like, "Yeah." We talked a couple minutes, and they left at like 6:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. Drove up, met here around 12, and he looked the car over. He's like, "This is exactly what you told me it was," and it's there now. It's down in West Virginia. A gentleman bought it, and it's going back to being a no prep car. That's what that car was, and I think it should stay a no prep car because it's super light. It's got a really good suspension under it. It just needed a power plant and some wiring. Again, it was too modified for the class I wanted to run. So it's gone, and now I have some parts to sell, and actually got to send out those calipers and rotors. A friend of mine bought them, so for his Fairmont. So gotta get them shipped out. But I have a car lined up. It's a good friend of mine. I've met him during a drag and drive event, and yeah, it's a dialed 850 car. It's designed exactly for the class that I want to race in. It literally needs an engine, trans, and some wiring, and it's ready to go. Honestly, I might even get it ready for drag week if the stars align and everything works out. I might take it on drag week, maybe. But yeah, so that'll come in a little bit. I have a couple more parts I need to sell, get up a little bit more money, and I'll go up and grab that car, bring it on down. But now we're back to work. Back on the Sierra. So I got this thing pretty much torn down. I just undid the head bolts on this side. I started on this side because I want to make sure the piston is okay. I saw it with my borescope and everything looked okay, but if the piston's damaged, then the whole motor's got to come out. And yeah, so that's why we're starting here. And the diff's still in it, the oil pan and everything's still on it. So I'm going to put you down. I don't have a tripod here with me right this week or anything. So I'll probably order one off Amazon or something. That way I can film while I'm working. And yeah, so let's pull this cylinder. Like I said, the head bolts are out. It should, yep. So let me pull it off and we'll take a look together. And the cylinder head is off. And it looks perfect. There's no damage. You can definitely tell that one was not firing. And actually look how clean it is compared to the other one. And then look, you can see that shouldn't be like that. That should be part of the lifter. So let me get the lifter trays out. I'm gonna be extremely careful, grab a magnet, make sure I get all the parts out of it. So like I said, cylinder head is off. Piston looks great. Piston looks great. See, there's factory valve relief, so I wasn't too worried. But you could see this is what happened. The little clip failed. Well, actually it collapsed, and the plunger collapsed and everything broke. It should look like this. See how there's a little C-clip? This one, no. So I'll make sure I get all the little parts. I see where the C-clip is. I gotta get my magnet. So so I can grab it. But this is everything else. I'm just missing the C-clip. So now I'm going to get that cylinder head off, and then the balancer, front timing cover, and we will be good to go. Making some progress. All right, so made some more progress, and got the other cylinder head off and the valley cover off. So everything looks great. I found that other C-clip. It was kind of in the block casting, I guess you can call it. But both cylinder heads look great. I had to take the valley plate off because there's another lifter that is used to drive the high pressure fuel pump. So had to pull that off. I'm actually getting ready to go here, so I'm not going to pull the balancer, but it's a 24 bounce, comes right off, and then the 13 mils take the timing cover off. But let's go check out what all he's got. He should have everything. So it looks like everything's here. Basically, we got new header gaskets, new head gaskets, new valve cover gaskets, lifter trays. This is a new camshaft retainer plate. Valve seals. This is the, basically phase limiter for the VVT. Crank bolt. Cam bolts. Actually, the one thing I don't see is the camshaft bolt. Gen 4 and Gen 5 cams use a very big single bolt, and I don't see it. Shoot. I'm gonna have to see if it comes with. No, I don't think we have it. Crap. Let's go to the dealer because I got springs, lifters, cam, head bolts. Yeah, shoot. All right, gonna need a new bolt. Crap. I'll have to get that on order. Get that ASAP before that thing goes back together. Good thing you always check your parts. I'm also missing the DOD. Oh man, the DOD plugs. So basically, what you do is there's these little plugs that you hammer into the towers to block the oil pressure, and I don't see them. Shoot. All right, I got some things to order. See, this is why you check your parts. I probably should have checked the parts when he dropped them off, but I guess that is what it is. And so let me double check what he needs, and we're gonna get that ordered ASAP so it gets here, so I can get this thing back on the road. What's up, guys? It's another day. Well, it's the end of another day because I have been working like a dog. Now, maybe not like a dog, but because my dogs are bums. How about, I don't know your dogs. Anyway, we're working like crazy, and basically I have the bottom end of this thing buttoned up. Literally, camshafts in. Well, like I said, I picked it up, dropped the oil pan, took the oil pump off, put the cam in, lined everything up, oil pan back on. I actually ran out of sealant because GM has their own special sealant, and I had just enough for the oil pan. I don't have enough for the front timing cover. So let's take a look. I actually have not a gimbal, but not a tripod, but like a holder, a phone holder. Go with that. So all back together. I double marked everything when it was together or when it was apart. Marked everything, spun it over a bunch, good to go. Did new motor mounts while I was in here, especially 6.2 in this generation, especially 6.2 trucks. They like to rip the driver's side motor mount and it was kind of iffy. I did brake torque it before when it was all apart, and it moved more than it should have. So they were probably on their way out, and I'm here, might as well do it. So motor mounts, cams in, cam bolt is tight. That thing's a big bear. Single bolts, they are 45 foot-pounds and then 90 degrees, which ends up being like almost 200 foot-pounds for one bolt. A lot of torque. So back together. My back is literally on fire, so I'm gonna call it here. And like I said, I need more sealant. Sorry if it's not, everything is not in focus. I'm trying to get used to this tripod, I guess. Yeah, I guess tripod, because it like folds up and I can hold it with one hand. I need more sealant for the timing cover, and I have new head gaskets. Put the DoD delete plugs in. Everything's good to go there. But also news is, if you look over here, there's not a lift. Had some help come down. We manhandled it and put it up. And luckily I offset it from the door because there's a gas line right there. And if it was more over this way, definitely a vehicle could like a truck could hit the gas line. So I'm glad I offset it from the door. Kind of made a boo-boo. I left this car here, so now I gotta move this car to get this car out. Yeah. Whoops. That one doesn't move by itself, so I gotta push it. Luckily that one runs, but still, kind of made a mistake there. I did get anchors, but they are not long enough. Talked to the landlord, and the landlord wants a certain length, and mine are too short. So going to get new anchors on Monday. Anchors and some shims, and everything's good. It's kind of roughly in place where it should be. Once basically you get it rough, then you bolt that on the top bar, that squares it, and then from there you can kind of, if you have to move one or the other one, it's like I said, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to where it should be, in line of basically I want that edge in the center of each pad, and they're within probably half of an inch. They might need like a kick or two here or there to get it dialed. And then the pump is on this side, so I'm gonna have to run some electric up and over. Not a huge deal because there's conduit there, and you can just run and go right to the it's back there, the fuse breaker panel. Yeah, that guy. So get that set up. Hopefully Monday, Tuesday. My alarm went off and stopped the video, so that's cool. So hopefully Monday we get the correct length anchors, some shims if we need to, and make sure everything is nice and square. I actually just got notification that the Circle D converter for this is on its way, and it should be here Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it said. So that's cool. I was gonna do it on the ground with the quick jacks if needed, but I am super happy that I can actually use the lift, because on the quick jacks it'd probably take me like 5 hours and I'd be cursing every minute. But on the lift, 2 hours, it'll be swapped, no problem. So that's basically that, and then hopefully this thing runs and drives good, because I want to get that dialed. Then the cold air intake parts should be here soon, hopefully next week, and then I can get it roughed in for some AC lines, and then it's done. This thing's done. So the truck, back to the truck should be done Monday, Tuesday also. Monday I'll slam the heads on, intake, exhaust, all that stuff, front end. That stuff goes together pretty quick. It's the big thing was the cam. I wanted to get the cam in before the weekend, get that done. So everything is set. Like I said, spun it over a bunch. If you look, the big problem with these the center bolt cams, single bolt, I should say, is there is a dowel, and that dowel can easily move. So if you don't have the cam gear correctly on over that dowel, it will push that dowel in, and you'll have a bad time. The engine won't be timed, potentially bend some valves. Lots of bad things can happen. So that's why I double, triple checked. And then another thing you can do is, if you look, it's flat here. So you can, on both sides, it's completely flat. Like, or actually it's not even flat, it's under. The chain is under the casting there. That's how you know the dowel is in the right position and everything. So that, like I said, big thing is I gotta get sealant. GM, it's like gray RTV, but it's GM gray RTV. So I want to use the right stuff so it doesn't have an issue. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. Basically, I got this week broken up into a couple videos, or a couple sections, or I should say. So I'll try to edit this all together and get it out tomorrow, which will be Saturday. Get it out for tomorrow, which is Saturday, but it'll be right now for you if you're watching it on Saturday. I like to do, well, I like that it's a Legit Streetcars, Alex. He likes to usually upload on Saturdays, because when we're about the same age. When he uploads on Saturdays too, because we had the old shows that were on, like Spike TV and what was another one? Basically all the hot rod shows, Horsepower TV, all of the morning Carcraft TV, I think was another one. All of those car shows were Saturday mornings, Saturday, Sunday mornings, and also when we were kids, like under 10 years old, all of Saturday morning cartoons were on. So just kind of, I like that he does that. So I try to do the same thing. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to continue doing this, see how it does, and go from there. I hit the button and it didn't work. Have a good one. It still didn't work. Have a good one.